5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is
Lights.
Camera
Super.
Action. She is
Claudia.
also known as Cali, and I am.
He's Victor.
And tonight we are watching one of our most anticipated movies of the year.
Blue Beetle. Because
Yes.
we can't miss this movie.
Yes. We have many reasons why we can wait to see this movie, but we'll talk to you about it right after we come back.
That's right. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
2 hours and 7 minutes later, we
are back.
And we just saw,
Blue Beetle.
but this time we're not at the theater. We are at our sanctum sanctorum, our secret headquarters, our hideout.
Bat cave.
You got that right, our bat cave right there.
Yes.
What are your first impressions of this movie?
Well, it's a love letter to the Latin people, but I think it's a great movie for the world. It is about family. It is about action. There are some scenes that are funny and stuff. They don't overdo the fun. And the action was just right. Not lame, not exaggerated. Just right. I love the special effects. Keep it simple. Simple is better. Special effects, they look amazing. It worked. It really worked. Keep it that way, please. So, what I have to say is that I love the movie. I want to see it again. So, we have to make another appointment to watch the movie. Yes.
No, we call that a date.
Yes. Let's date again. Well, I love the fighting scenes. It shows that Xolo Maridueña was in Cobra Kai. His fighting scenes were beautiful. They were great. We see this clash of different social classes, the rich and the poor, and how the poor always have to be suffering the consequences of the rich, their power and their ability to whatever they want because they have the money and the power to do it. And most of the time they affect the poor.
There are attempts at gentrification.
Yes, I mean,
Pushing poor people
away from their homes. Well, that's sad. There's a lot of reference from Mexican culture and other Latin cultures, including the Vicks. I remember when my mother used to use Vicks when I was having a cold, vapor up when I was having a cold, when I was having sinus or fever, or for everything. We use it for everything. You know, they mentioned the Chapulín Colorado. That's very Mexican from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And they make reference to a soap opera of the 80s called María la del Barrio, in which the protagonist, she's poor.
It's a Cinderella story.
Yeah, it's a Cinderella story, and he's a rich man, and
Yep,
they
Cinderella.
had to go through all against the laws, and in the end they end up happily ever after. I used to see it when I was little, so yeah.
Yeah,
It got me back in time.
Telenovelas are huge.
Yes, they're
in Latin
here.
America.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, this happens in this movie. The only thing is that Jaime Reyes is the poor, and Jenny Core is the rich girl. You know, like uptown girl.
Yep.
She's a living.
Exactly.
You know what I mean. There are 2 post-credit scenes, so stay for the credits. Yeah, like the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
The movie reminds me of, or got inspiration, perhaps small inspirations from Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Iron Man. Of course, Blue Beetle has his own personality. Doesn't mean that it's a copycat. No. But it's got its inspiration. But it's still an amazing movie. You should go and watch it. All the actors were great. Xolo Maridueñas, Jaime Reyes was amazing. He's a charm. I mean, he's got the charm and he's got the talent. And in the dramatics, charisma. And the dramatic scenes, he was so convincing. Wow, I must congratulate him. He really put his heart on this. Susan Sarandon, he played nice as a villain. All I can say is that Xolo Maridueña makes perfect chemistry with the rest of the cast. Mm-hmm. It's like they were a real family in the real world. It worked perfectly fine. Yeah. And I'm very proud to say that some of the scenes in the movie were filmed in Puerto Rico. Others were filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. You can see from Puerto Rico the Choliseo.
Coliseum.
That's a Coliseum.
A major arena.
In San Juan. You can also see El Morro, where you see the fortress that is in Cuba. No, that's inspired in the fortress of Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. And yes, that's about it.
That took almost 200 years to build.
Yes,
it's that big. It's called a citadel.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really big.
Well, that's about all I have to say. What do you think about the movie?
I think you're right about the family. The family dynamic is beautiful here. I mean, all these actors fit together like a glove. I like them all. But before I go into that, full disclosure, I was already rooting for this movie before I entered the theater. I had a mix of hope and anxiety because Blue Beetle is the first attempt at Latino representation in superhero cinema, and that's huge already for us. Mm-hmm. I had a friend who worked on the movie, my buddy Antonio Camuñas. He's a VFX guy on this film. But director Angel Manuel Soto, whom I don't know personally, and I have not seen his previous film, Charm City Kings. He's from Puerto Rico, USA.
Baby.
And he even comes from my hometown,
Santurce,
which is it's not really a town. It used to be like 200 years ago. Now it's a district of San Juan, the capital city of the island. This movie was destined for HBO Max, but they pulled it from the streaming service, gave it a little more money, and gave it a theatrical window. In Reverne, I think I reported that it was 100. Its budget was 120 million.
Yes.
But I read recently that it was only 104 million.
That's what I call cost effective.
A director is basically a storyteller. His role is to tell a story in the most intelligent, precise, and under-budget way possible. His main role is to handle a cast and get the best out of them. My God.
Make it work.
I couldn't be more impressed.
And more proud.
Yeah, I'm very proud of this guy. Wow. The only name actor I can think of is Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon is great, but I had never imagined her
As a
playing
villain.
a Lex Luthor type.
Yeah, it was menacing.
Shola Maridueña is a kid from a series I have never seen, a streaming series I have never seen, Cobra Kai.
We haven't seen Cobra Kai, so yeah.
And
Sorry.
I know that the lady who plays Nana, the granny, Adriana Barraza, she was nominated for an Oscar. But the whole cast is wonderful. George Lopez, God, so good. And I knew him only as a comedian. But he's as Uncle Rudy. He believes in conspiracy theories. He's like a self-made engineer. He's a rebel
Yeah, he says that bad minds are fascists.
because he believes everything is wrong.
He believes in conspiracy theories like
Yeah.
this Area 51 and all that
and
kind
the
of
rich
stuff.
people are after us. And all that.
Yeah, and the Illuminati and all that.
Yeah. But he was fantastic.
Yeah, it was
The
fun.
director peppered this movie with, like you said, with many references and musical cues. But I'm very, very impressed with Bobby Krilik's film score. I had not been impressed by a film score since Hans Zimmer's The Dark Knight or Alan Silvester's work in The Avengers and Captain America. But this score is special. It enhances the theatrical experience. So good. This movie is freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
You do yourself a favor. Go see tomorrow Blue Beetle.
You will love the Nana Commando.
Yes. Or Rambo.
When you see them, oh, Nana Rambo, Nana Commando. But she's really tough. She's really a tough Nana.
And the
I
bot
love
ship.
her.
So I love Jaime Reyes in the comics. Right here. But before him came Ted Kord. And that Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, didn't have any powers. I have to say this, because if you see the bug ship in the Blue Beetle movie, you might think back of the Watchmen owl ship. DC bought the childhood comics heroes, action heroes, like The Question, The Peacemaker, Captain Atom. But Alan Moore took these archetypes and he changed them around. So the Blue Beetle became Night Owl, The Question became Rorschach, Captain Atom became Dr. Manhattan. I'm forgetting someone.
Ozymandias?
Ozymandias was Peter Ken, Thunderbolt. There was someone else, I forget. Oh, yes. Peacemaker became the comedian in Alan Moore's Watchmen. And I like the Blue Beetle Ted Kord character, but I love Jaime Reyes.
Yeah, Jaime Reyes is.
He's a kid, he's Latino.
I love him.
And he has superpowers.
Yeah.
And, something else about this type of movie. A director has to show that he can film fight choreography. And the fight choreography in this movie
Was powerful.
awesome.
Yeah. It was very convincing.
So good. The first fight between the Beetle and Carapax in a parking lot on the street, wow, blew me away. And the fight in the castle is even more awesome. So would you say that you're going to tell me something else?
Yes. There are two scenes I love the special effects. One of them was the transformation of Jaime
Oh
Reyes
my God, so
as
good.
Blue Beetle. That was scary AF. It was painful. I saw that scene and it hurt me so much. Like, that could have hurt because he really was in pain, you know.
You've only seen a tiny bit in the trailers.
Yes, but this one's impressive. It's like, oh my god, it's really convincing. So the special effect on that part was perfect.
Yeah.
The second part was the weapons that the Blue Beetle
He summoned
had.
from the suit.
Yeah, especially the sword from Clouds from Final Fantasy and Siegfried from Soul Calibur. It was great. And all the weapons, this like protons, like...
He had a variety of weapons.
I love it. I love it. And the AI voice didn't bother me. In
No,
the end, it didn't bother me. I
either.
got used to it and I thought it was nice. I thought it was cool. She was always warning him, I recommend you run away or I recommend you attack. And he'll do otherwise. Like, damn, make up your mind.
He's a kid. He doesn't know what he's doing.
There are certain scenes in which you are going to cry because they are deeply touching.
Yeah.
There's a strong bond with that family. It is great.
And Cholo Maridueña has to display a whole range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite parts is one in which Nana, there's a tragedy just happened.
Oh yeah,
And
we're not
Nana
gonna say.
tells the family, the whole family,
Mm-hmm.
this is not the time to cry. This is the time to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But he's telling this mostly to Milagro, who is one of my favorite characters.
She's a sweetheart.
Her name is Belisa Escobedo, I think.
Belisa Escobedo, yeah. She reminds me of Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart. She's quite a badass.
And there's so much emotion to her that her lips are trembling
Mm-hmm.
and teardrops
Yeah.
fall from her cheeks. And it's so touching. It feels earned.
And convincing.
Very convincing. I'm very impressed with this cast.
I'm very proud of Angel Manuel Soto.
So am I.
And everyone involved in this movie, it really showed the passion in the making of it. So, yeah. You got my respect and admiration.
Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Court. She was fantastic as well. Let's mention the whole cast because they deserve it.
George Lopez.
Yeah, I mentioned George.
Yes, he's the chayote.
Damien Alcázar, who played Jaime's dad, Alberto.
Oh, yeah, I love him. He made me cry. That scene made me cry.
Elpidia Carrillo, who played Rocío, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And Harvey Guillen, who played Dr. Sanchez. That's not my name.
I love him.
And the other villain.
He's got both, huh?
And the other villain.
Yes. The Carpax.
Raúl Max Trujillo. She doesn't
Oh,
have
he
no
was
glasses.
menacing.
Yeah, he was great. He was great. Raúl Max Trujillo was great.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else to add?
That's about it.
Alrighty, so
This was...
was it?
you say it.
Was it?
Oh, subscribe to this channel, Lights Camera Super Action on YouTube.
Yes,
Hit
please.
the like button. Share our videos with everybody.
Or like the Blue Beetle would do. He would share like this.
Exactly. Please press the bell button so that you can receive the notifications every time we upload a new video. We are also on Twitter, Facebook, and Threads.
And threads.
Well, and so,
This was
Lights,
Camera
Super.
Action.
See you next time.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Peace out.